Without fear, there is no courage. Without courage, there is no achievement. So, tell me, what have you been avoiding because you're afraid? What do you know you should be doing, but keep postponing, pretending it's not the right time? How long will you let fear hold you back? Fear. Fear is treacherous. It creeps in quietly, like a whisper saying, "You're not ready. What if it goes wrong? What if you fail?" And you know what happens? You believe it. You listen to that voice as if it's an absolute truth. But let me tell you something. Fear is not the truth. It's just a test. Imagine fear as a locked door. From a distance, it seems impossible to open. You approach it and hear noises on the other side, as if something is waiting to defeat you. But when you finally decide to turn the doorknob, you know what happens. The door opens effortlessly, because in reality, it was never locked. It was just waiting for you to have the courage to try. Fear is not the problem. The problem is what you do with it. It can be your prison or your lever. It can paralyze you or push you forward. Everything depends on how you choose to face it. And let me tell you, not confronting fear comes at a high cost. A cost paid in sleepless nights of regret, in dreams left behind, in a life never truly lived. And you know what's even crazier? The things most worth pursuing in life will always scare you. You don't feel fear about what's easy, do you? No one gets nervous before a stroll in the park or watching a movie. Fear shows up when you're about to do something big, something that could change your life. So, if you're feeling afraid right now, congratulations. That's right, congratulations. Because fear means you're on the brink of something important. It's like a signal that you're heading in the right direction. But here's the challenge. Will you let it stop you, or will you use it as fuel? Without fear, there is no courage. Without courage, there is no glory. So today, I want you to look fear in the eye and say, "I see you. I feel you. But you will not control me." Because glory isn't for those who run away. It's for those who face it. And what's waiting for you on the other side of fear? My friend, it's bigger than you can imagine. The question is, will you have the courage to open that door? Fear is like an invisible cage. You're there, moving around, trying to convince yourself that you're living. But deep down, you know you're not going anywhere. It's a circle, an endless loop where every step you take just brings you back to the same place. And you know what's cruel about this cage? It doesn't trap you physically. There are no chains, no locks. It's you who traps yourself, with your doubts, your excuses, your insecurities. You look toward the horizon, dream of everything you could achieve, but never have the courage to cross the line of fear. Let me ask you something. How many opportunities have you let pass by because you were afraid? How many what-ifs still linger in your mind? What if I had tried? What if I had believed in myself more? What if I had taken that step? Because that's what fear does. It steals your chances before you even try. The cost of living dominated by fear is not just losing what's in the present. It's carrying the weight of regret for the rest of your life. Because there comes a time when you look back and realize life passed you by. The years are gone, and all those things you wanted to do, all those times you said later, stayed behind. And later never came. Fear is a silent thief. It doesn't shout, it doesn't make noise. It just takes pieces of you, slowly. It steals your confidence, your dreams, your strength. And by the time you notice, it's taken everything. You know what's left? Emptiness. That feeling that you're living a life that isn't yours. That you're stuck in a mediocre version of who you could be. But do you know what's saddest? Deep down, you know you're capable of more. That there's something greater waiting for you. You feel it, don't you? That restlessness, that voice saying, "This isn't all there is." You were made for more, but as long as fear controls you, you'll never move forward. And let me tell you, regret is much more painful than failure. Because failure, at least, proves that you tried, that you fought, that you had courage. But regret is like an echo. It follows you day after day whispering, "You could have been more. You could have done more." Do you want to live with that? Do you want to carry the feeling that you never became everything you could have been? Because that's what fear does. It robs you of the chance to be great. It robs you of the chance to truly live. So, the choice is yours. You can stay in this cage, convincing yourself that you're safe, or you can take the first step out. Because yes, it's scary, but do you know what's even scarier? Reaching the end of your life and realizing you didn't live. Let me tell you something you might have never heard before. Fear is not your enemy. It's not here to stop you. In fact, it's like a beacon, showing you exactly where you need to go. Because do you know the truth? The best opportunities arise when you're scared. Fear only shows up when you're about to do something big, something that truly matters. Think about it. When you're comfortable, sitting on the couch watching your favorite TV show while eating popcorn, it feels safe, doesn't it? There's no room for fear, right? Because in that comfort zone, nothing challenges you. But as soon as you decide to step out, to aim for something bigger, fear shows up. It's like an alarm, a reminder that you're stepping into new territory. And do you know what that means? That you're growing. Imagine fear as fire. It can burn you, consume you if you let it. But if you learn how to use it, it can become the warmth that fuels your decisions, that feeds your determination, that ignites your courage. It's up to you. Will fear be the spark that pushes you forward, or the blaze that paralyzes you? The higher and more unstable it seems, the greater the view when you reach the other side. If you're feeling fear, it's because something big is waiting for you. Do you think people who achieved extraordinary things didn't feel fear? Of course they did, but they understood that fear is not an insurmountable wall. It's just a door, and that door isn't locked. All you need is the courage to turn the handle. Remember, fear is an invitation. It's saying, here's something that will transform you. Here's something worth fighting for. But to accept it, you need to stop running from it. You need to look at it, face it head on, and say, I see you, but you won't stop me. Think about the moments when you grew the most, learned the most, achieved the most. Do you know what they all have in common? Fear was there. Maybe you hesitated, maybe you trembled, but in the end, you went for it. And you know what happened? You became stronger. Because that's what fear does when you face it. It strengthens you. So every time fear shows up, instead of running away, be thankful. Because it's showing you that you're on the right path. It's telling you that what you want is on the other side of it. Use fear as fuel. It's not the end, it's the beginning. You just need to understand that feeling fear doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're alive, that you're moving, that you're chasing something that matters. So go. Go even with fear. Because without it, there's no growth, no breakthrough, no glory. And remember, every time fear shows up, it's reminding you that you're closer than you think. The only question is, will you let it be your excuse or your strength? And with fear comes the opportunity to take risks, and no one wins without taking risks. No one builds something great without putting skin in the game. Have you ever seen a champion reach the top without facing fear, without embracing the risks? They don't exist. Because life doesn't reward those who play it safe. Life rewards those who have the courage to go beyond. Do you know what separates you from the life you want? Risk. It's that feeling in your stomach, that flutter in your chest when you're about to step out of your comfort zone. And it's right there in that moment that choices are made. Either you take the leap and find out how far you can go, or you hold back and stay exactly where you are. Think about this. The greatest risk you can take in life is not taking any risks at all. Because comfort may seem safe now, but it comes at a cost. The cost of looking back one day and realizing you never tried, never risked, never truly lived. Think about how frustrating it would be to see yourself old and frail, lying in a hospital bed, and realize you didn't live, didn't love, didn't take the chance to pursue that dream you always had, that burning passion, that business idea you always wanted to bring to life. Remember, the cemetery is the richest place in the world. Do you know why? It's full of businesses that were never started, singers who were too afraid to share their voice, brilliant people who died with their dreams inside them. Don't be one of those people. Free yourself from fear. Look around. Who do you admire? Who's living the life you wish you had? I guarantee you, those people didn't get there without taking risks. They didn't get there sitting on the couch, waiting for things to fall into their lap. They took action, made mistakes, fell, got back up, and kept going. Risk is part of the process. It's the price you pay to play the game. Without it, there's no glory, no victory, no transformation. So tell me, Are you willing to pay the price? Because life gives you what you have the courage to ask for, and more importantly, what you have the courage to pursue. You think it's risky to follow your dreams? I'm telling you, it's much riskier not to. Because time doesn't stop. It's passing right now, while you're deciding whether or not to act. A few years ago, you were a child full of dreams, playing freely, and suddenly time flew by. And do you know what happens to those who wait too long? They lose. They lose opportunities, lose moments, lose the chance to live something extraordinary. So, how about changing that now? How about taking a risk? How about putting everything on the line for something truly worth it? Because, let me remind you, life won't wait for you to be ready. It won't send you a sign saying it's safe. The only thing it tells you is, if you want it, come and get it. And listen, I'm not saying it will be easy. There will be stumbles, there will be doubts, there will be days when you feel like giving up. But do you know what else there will be? Growth, victory, achievement. And you know what else? The indescribable satisfaction of knowing you went for it. That you had the courage to try. Because in the end, no one remembers the times you played it safe. No one celebrates what's easy. True glory lies in the moments when you face risk head-on and say, I'm here to win. So stand up, go, put your skin in the game. Because without risk, there's no growth. Without risk, there's no breakthrough. Without risk, there's no glory. And, my friend, you were born for glory. Now it's your turn to prove it. Start right now, this very instant. Take action. Let that burning desire come out and live the life you've always dreamed of. But to do so, you need to step out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone is a treacherous place. It seems safe, it feels calm, but in truth, it's like quicksand. The longer you stand still, the more it pulls you down. And do you know what's worse? It gives you a false sense of stability while silently robbing you of your potential. Think about it. Nothing great happens there. Nobody grows where everything is easy. Nobody transforms in a place without challenges. Because true growth, true success, lies out there where it's uncertain, where it's scary, where you don't have all the answers. Imagine you're a seed. In the comfort zone, you're buried, but you're not growing. You're there, stagnant while time passes by. But do you know what happens when you decide to break through that soil? The light arrives. Growth begins. But for that to happen, you need to make an effort. You need to leave the darkness, face the resistance, break through the barriers that keep you trapped. The comfort zone is like a cocoon. It protects you for a while, but if you stay there forever, do you know what happens? You rot. The cocoon was made to be broken. It's outside of it that you discover you can fly. But the problem is that breaking the cocoon hurts. Getting out requires strength, courage, and above all, willpower. And look, I understand. The comfort zone seems tempting. It says, stay here, everything's fine. You don't need to take risks, you don't need to expose yourself, you don't need to fail. But the truth is, it's a disguised prison. And do you know what's most cruel? The longer you stay there, the harder it gets to leave. Because you get used to it. You start believing that's all there is. But let me tell you, the world out there is enormous. It's full of opportunities, experiences, and achievements waiting for you. But you'll never discover that if you stay in the same place. The struggle is where the magic happens. It's in discomfort that you grow. It's when you allow yourself to fail, to fall, and to learn that you discover what you're truly capable of. Think about the great moments in your life. Those achievements that left a mark, that transformed you. Did any of them happen in your comfort zone? I doubt it. Stepping out of your comfort zone is the real challenge. It's not the world holding you back. It's not the circumstances. It's you. It's the fear of stepping out and facing what's out there. But let me ask you, what are you missing out on by staying where you are? How many dreams, how many experiences, how much life is passing you by while you choose comfort? The truth is harsh but liberating. Either you face discomfort now, or you'll spend your entire life wondering what could have been. So, step out. Take the first step. It doesn't matter if it's small. It doesn't matter if you don't know what comes next. Just go. Because it's out there, in the unknown, in the uncertainty, that true life happens. The comfort zone will never give you anything beyond mediocrity. But outside of it lies greatness. And you were born for greatness. Now it's your choice. Stay where you are or allow yourself to fly. What will it be? Glory is not for those who wait. It's not for those who stand still, watching life pass them by. It doesn't choose those who hesitate, who live on excuses. Glory is for those who face it. For those who look fear in the eye and say, "You don't control me." Do you know what's waiting for you on the other side of fear? The life you've always dreamed of. But that life doesn't come to you. It doesn't knock on your door. You have to go after it with strength, with grit, with everything you've got. Because without risk, without courage, without sacrifice, there's no victory. Imagine your life is a book. Each day is a page. Each choice a sentence. What do you want written there? A story of fear and regret, or a story of overcoming and achievement? Because the pen is in your hand. The next chapter starts now, and it could be the most incredible of all, but only if you have the courage to write it. No limits, no fear, just glory. That's the mantra. That's the mindset. That's the shout you give when everything seems hard, when the weight feels unbearable. It's what reminds you that you're stronger, more capable, and more prepared than you think. Because let me tell you a truth. Fear can't stop you. It's big, yes. It's scary, yes. But do you know what's bigger? You. Your will, your strength, your desire to be more. So why are you letting it take charge? Life is like a race. Right now, you're at the starting line. Your heart is pounding. Fear is screaming. Don't go. But look ahead. At the finish line, the medal is waiting. Glory is waiting. So what do? You run. You run with everything you have. Because every step you take is a step toward your dream. And do you know what happens when you get there? You look back and realize fear wasn't as big as it seemed. That the pain was worth it. That the fight was necessary. Because glory isn't just what you achieve. It's who you become along the way. So stand up. Go. Don't wait another second. The world won't stop for you to decide. Time is passing, and glory is calling. The only question that matters now is, will you answer? Go without fear. Go without limits. Because your story is waiting to be written. And this story is about glory.